Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Newcastle are bracing for a torrent of interest in their star striker Alexander Isak this summer after he guided them to their first trophy in 70 years on Sunday. Isak was influential in Newcastle's Carabao Cup triumph as he scored 3 times in the competition, including against Arsenal in the semi-finals and the second goal against Liverpool in the final. The Swedish star now has 23 goals in all competitions for the Magpies, 2 away from his total tally for last season and a trophy to boot. He could now be ready for a new challenge with the likes of Arsenal, linked with a move for the 25-year-old. Newcastle will fight tooth and nail to keep their star man and should demand an eye-watering fee for a player who still has more than 3 years left to run on his contract at St James's Park. The obvious destination for Isak, a move to the Emirates, has been widely mooted by fans and pundits given Arsenal's clear lack of a recognised number 9, and Isak would more than fit the bill. Isak has scored against Arsenal twice this season, once in a 1-0 win at St James's Park and again in a 2-0 win at the Emirates, both games pointing out the team's glaring lack of attacking options. There were murmurs Arsenal could have moved for Isak in January, but a transfer never materialised, with Eddie Howe insisting there was no chance he would leave for any club. Arsenal's need for a new striker has only been made more obvious after an injury crisis ruled out Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus for the season, while Bukayo Saka has also been out for a lengthy spell. There's no doubt Isak would take Arsenal to the next level after being left 15 points behind league leaders Liverpool in the title race. The team's major sticking point this season has been their lack of a reliable hitman up front, and Isak can deliver that. If Liverpool were to enter the race for Isak, Arsenal would really be in trouble. The Reds look nailed on to win the Premier League and could look to swoop for Isak, particularly if they were to offload a handful of players this summer. Mohamed Salah looks likely to depart on a free transfer, while there have been reports Darwin Núñez could be sold, which could open up space for a new attacker amid claims the club are ready to tempt Newcastle with an offer. Liverpool already have the likes of Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota, but neither have been prolific for the club, and they will need to find someone who can replace the glut of goals Salah offered. Club legend Jamie Carragher has already dismissed the idea that Arsenal would be favourites in the race for Isak and talked up Liverpool as a possible destination. "I don't really get all the talk about going to Arsenal," Carragher said on the It's Called Soccer podcast. "I know Arsenal would love him, but one thing I would say as well, Arsenal aren't the only team that need a centre-forward. Liverpool need one as well. I think in the summer, Liverpool will be in the market for a centre-forward. So I think if he was available, there's no doubt Arsenal would go for him, but I think Liverpool would be part of that queue as well. Isak's recent displays are good enough for any club in the world at present, and Real Madrid really would be the pinnacle for him." The Sweden international already has experience playing in La Liga after spending 4 seasons with Real Sociedad, where he netted 44 times in 132 appearances. That included one season where he scored 17 La Liga goals in 34 outings, and Madrid will know he can deliver at the highest level, especially after watching him blitz 48 goals in the last 2 seasons in England. Newcastle are currently 6th in the Premier League table, but are just 1 point off Manchester City in 5th and 2 points off Chelsea in 3rd. A strong end to the season could see them deliver Champions League football that Isak craves. And should he stay, Newcastle will only get better and put themselves in the running for even more success. Paul Scholes has warned Liverpool they could be hugely hampered next season if Trent Alexander-Arnold does leave on a free transfer. Alexander-Arnold is one of 3 major stars who are out of contract at the end of the season, and Real Madrid are keen to bring him to the Bernabeu. Liverpool rejected an approach from the La Liga giants in the January transfer window, but will be powerless to stop the right-back from leaving in the summer if he wants to join Madrid. And Manchester United legend Scholes believes Alexander-Arnold's creativity will be difficult to replace. Scholes highlighted how Liverpool struggled without him as they were beaten 2-1 by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, with Jarell Quansah deputising for the injured Alexander-Arnold. "I think Liverpool were missing Trent, which you don't normally say about a right-back," Scholes said on the Overlap fan debate, brought to you by Sky Bet. They missed his passes and the number of chances that he creates for Mo Salah throughout the game. That game showed the weakness of zonal defending because Newcastle clipped every corner to Dan Burn. You felt the warning signs most of the way, and though they had to change something. Scholes is not the only one who believes Alexander-Arnold was a huge miss for Liverpool at Wembley, with Micah Richards saying on the Rest is Football podcast, they just didn't have the same flow they usually have, and you know Trent on a big pitch, he's a great passer of the ball. Whether he's driving forward, whether he's getting on the ball in that space, making things happen. I just thought, from Liverpool's point of view, they really missed him. It remains to be seen whether Alexander-Arnold will remain at Anfield next season, with Liverpool boss Arneslot insisting back in January that the England international is fully committed to the club. I completely understand the question and why you ask it, but you already know the answer. These conversations I have never shared, not about Trent, not about any others, about what I talked to them about, Slot said. It was a conversation as many others we had, me and Trent, so let's leave it at that. I can tell you he is playing on Sunday and hopefully he brings the same performances as he brought in for the last half year. Because everybody saw how great a first half of the season he had, how much he is here, how much he wants to win here. I see him on the training ground every day working his off. He is fully committed to us and he will play on Sunday. If it would destabilise players at Liverpool if other people talk about them, then we would really have a problem. Because if you play at one of the biggest clubs in the world, everybody is always, for 12 months long, talking about you, sometimes in relation to other clubs. That happens so many times for our players, so if that destabilises them, then we really would have had a problem. Not only now, but in the last 6 months, because there were some talks about our players in the last 6 months, and I don't think it destabilised them at all. Since moving to Liverpool over 7 years ago, Virgil van Dijk has established himself as one of the greatest modern defenders. The Reds captain has lifted 8 trophies during his tenure, including the Premier League and Champions League, as well as the UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup. Van Dijk has also racked up a number of significant personal awards, proving that the £75 million Liverpool forked out to Southampton for him in January 2018 was money well spent. Amid his meteoric rise at Anfield, one constant has been his unwavering strength of character. Even when he first joined Celtic from Groningen back in 2013 at the age of 21, Van Dijk's potential as both a leader and a world-class talent was evident. His qualities didn't go unnoticed by Ogan O'Connell, his former teammate, who debuted alongside Van Dijk in a centre-back pairing during a 1-1 stalemate with Ross County in March 2014. O'Connell, just 18 at the time, expressed his admiration for Van Dijk's calmness on the field shortly after the match. He's tremendous, and he makes the game look easy most of the time, O'Connell told the Herald. Even in the Champions League games, he was arguably the best player on the pitch. I don't see why he shouldn't go to the World Cup. Playing with him, he oozes confidence. He talked me through the whole game. The way he plays the game is beyond his years. You have to look at him as an example. The way he's progressed through the season has been fantastic. The commendation from O'Connell, who now features for Wrexham in League One, still holds weight today. Van Dijk's assuredness with the ball and his eagerness to mentor emerging defenders have been standout traits at Anfield. Jarrell Quansah, a current squad member benefiting from Van Dijk's guidance, recently shared his appreciation for the Dutchman's wisdom and experience after earning a spot in England manager Thomas Tuchel's inaugural lineup. He's lived my career, Quansah told the BBC last week. He's been a young centre-half, made mistakes, and then reached the pinnacle, the very top of football, and been one of the best centre-halves that we've seen. He can resonate a lot with me, and anything he can do to help me, he's trying to do, and I'm grateful for that. On a day-to-day basis, he is always talking to me. It's all valuable information that I take from him. Van Dijk's sportsmanship was on full display following Liverpool's Carabao Cup final loss to Newcastle on Sunday. Despite the 2-1 defeat, he took the time to congratulate every player from the opposing team as they revelled in their triumph. Speculation about Van Dijk's future at Anfield continues, with rumours suggesting a potential transfer to Saudi Pro League club Al Hilal. Liverpool's bargaining position is compromised by the fact that Van Dijk's contract is set to expire come the summer. The player himself has confessed to being unsure about his future plans. I have no idea at the moment. Genuinely, I still have no idea, Van Dijk recently admitted. It is not on hold. Nothing on hold. There are 10 games to go, and that is my full focus. If there is news, you guys will know it. I don't even know myself. Everyone knows there are some conversations behind the scenes, but that is about it. At the moment, I don't even know what will happen next year. If anyone says they do know, they are lying to your face. Liverpool might want to ponder over the words of Van Dijk's current and former teammates when deciding his future. He has been instrumental in their Premier League title chase this season, with the Reds currently leading Arsenal by 12 points at the top of the table.